this is kind of funny. I usually start this thing off with what's going on, everybody. But I literally just was like here talking like the last 20 minutes myself without realizing. I looked down at my OBS studios and I see 000, like 6 zeros on recording and live. So I just spent like 20 to 30 minutes of myself just talking here to myself without recording this. So I feel like an idiot for that. But what's going on, everybody? It's the France, and we're back again for NXT review for January 10th, 2018. Yes, we did have the SmackDown review earlier. Make sure you go check that out, where we talked about everything that happened on SmackDown Live, which really wasn't much. It's kind of just funny how there was more into night show for NXT, it feels like, than all of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live. How can that be possible? May I ask you? You have 1 hour of NXT, and it feels like you get more worth out of NXT than you do for Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live. That should be impossible, but honestly, with the 5 hours you get of both, like in total for SmackDown and Raw, but recently it just feels like it's all been filler. Just it does. Like it's excitement out of the women's division in NXT. The women's divisions on SmackDown and Raw are just both garbage. The tag team divisions, where even though SmackDown's tag team division is way better than Raw's, which is just a barren wasteland, you still have more excitement out of the NXT tag team division than you do SmackDown and Raw. Then of course you have the main title, which is the NXT Championship, and how we have a championship match at TakeOver Philadelphia that I'm looking forward to more than the handicap match, and this is hard to believe, but an AJ Styles match, and I really don't care about as much because it's a handicap match, and it just feels like we've been there, we've done that, and the triple threat match for the Universal title, which I know nobody cares about except for Vince McMahon, because Vince McMahon is just he's pretty much just trying to get to WrestleMania, get through the Rumble, and get over with it. So he's just throwing whatever he's like. We're just gonna throw darts at the dartboard to book the Royal Rumble, and that's that. We saw an NXT Tag Team Championship match tonight. We also saw the debut of the Queen of Spades herself, Shayna Baszler, which ended abruptly after a brutal-looking spot that I don't know where they got that from, but wow, that looked brutal, and it really looked like her opponent got hurt tonight. We saw the return of Lio Rush, who subsequently got destroyed and practically punished on NXT TV. And quite honestly, I'd have to say a little late. They could have done this back in November, right after War Games. I think he should have been on that TV show, that TV tapings, and pretty much being punished all for the rest of 2017. But they decided to wait till 2018 to deal this guy his punishment for the tweet that set him backwards a couple months or a year. We probably won't see anything positive for Lio Rush until after WrestleMania, maybe next SummerSlam, maybe next Survivor Series weekend. I don't know. We saw Cassius and Raul Mendoza in a pretty good match. It could have went a bit longer in my opinion, but it made for what it did. We saw William Regal made a match for next week's show where we'll see the Street Profits versus the Authors of Pain. The winners will go on to face the NXT Tag Team Champions at Philadelphia. I mean, there's only 3 weeks left. They're not going to have a number one contenders match next week and be like, well, you just have it before the takeover. So we won't have that match. A possible another match for a big man match at NXT TakeOver, which would see Sullivan, who calls out somebody who, quite honestly, if it was any other big man versus big man match, I would probably be uninterested. But how NXT seems to get these things right when WWE's main TV shows, Raw and SmackDown, just seems to fail is amazing. We have an exciting tag team division. We have an exciting women's division. Mid-card division, even though they don't have a mid-card title, which I still think they should get a mid-card title, maybe an internet championship, where if it's on, it doesn't matter. Follow the Fire and Wrestling internet championship. Get the NXT internet championship. No matter if it's on the network or if it's at a house show, if you defend that title, that match should be on YouTube, on WWE's YouTube page, in full for everybody to see. That's what makes an internet title great, because you get to see matches that you wouldn't get to see anywhere else. That would be nice, because not everybody is going to get a shot at the NXT Championship. We see the return of the Velveteen Dream in this backstage segment with the #1 contender, Johnny Gargano. Looks like we might see a match between those two next week or the go-home week of NXT TakeOver. All this and more, all packed into 1 hour show that was at the center stage in Atlanta, Georgia, home of what used to be WCW Saturday Night. They did at the beginning of the show mention the ghost of WCW Saturday Night, because this was where Saturday Night was taped every week. I'm pretty sure, like most of the weeks for the year for Saturday Night was here. This also is near and dear to the creator of NXT and the father of NXT in Triple H, because this is where his career on national TV in WCW started, was on this center stage. This is where most of his matches in wrestling happened, because he did come into, I believe, '94 to WCW, and he was there. There was no Nitro at the time, so he spent most of his time there. But we have 2 more weeks, and we have only maybe the women's championship match is the only thing that does not look like it's been set yet, but I think we have that coming to fruition this time. We will not we won't see the Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler match if things go the way they are right now at TakeOver, which I was expecting, but I guess we're not going to get that, which is fine. They will clash sometime, and I'm sure Baszler will lose to Kairi Sane when that happens, but that's not going to happen right now. Right after the credits, that nice little then, now, and forever credit thing they always show at the beginning of each one of those shows ended, we had the Undisputed Era with Cole, Fish, and O'Reilly welcoming us to a new year. You had them talk about how last year they ended 2017 as the NXT champions, and 2018 is going to be the year they show why it's their time and why they are the NXT Tag Team Champions, why the Undisputed Era is forever, and that starts with taking out Sanity tonight once and for all. Adam Cole ends this segment with saying he will end anyone who gets in his way of becoming NXT champion. So we will see how that comes to fruition. I honestly do not think Adam Cole even needs to hold the NXT title. He is ready for main roster now. Fish and O'Reilly, maybe not, but Adam Cole is meant for the main roster. This guy is going, if WWE doesn't bury him, could do big things for them. First match of the night was Shayna Baszler versus Dakota Kai. This match came together because Shayna Baszler last week or earlier this week was in the Performance Center recording herself going through the Performance Center. She comes across Dakota Kai and somebody whose name escapes me, working on submissions. Shayna walks up with her camera, says she will put it on the individual who's trying to learn how to do the submission, and says that I should take this so she can watch it back. She just latches on the rear naked choke and just falls back, holding it onto the woman for a minute until Dakota Kai and then break it up. She leaves, and that led to this match, which was Dakota Kai and Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler pretty much just toured with Dakota Kai for most of this match, if not all of this match. She ended up was twisting parts arm limbs of Dakota Kai for the majority of this match. Baszler ends up winning the match as she puts the back of Dakota Kai's hand. She's just it's on the mat. She has Dakota Kai's arm up in an arch, like her arm and elbow in an arch, and just before Dakota Kai can move her arm, she just stomps on it, sending it forward, looking like she just viciously broke or shattered Dakota Kai's arm. I'm sure Dakota Kai's actually okay, but in story world, it looked brutal. Like Dakota was holding her arm and had her hand bent down as if she would just stiffened up. So they gave the match to Shayna Baszler because Dakota Kai could not continue. So a short match, like it should have been for Shayna Baszler. I thought she would actually just do a couple moves and then just slam Dakota Kai down, put her in this rear naked choke, and end it that way. But this is a good start too. Post-match, Shayna Baszler comes over and locks in the rear naked choke to Dakota Kai and won't let it go. Then comes Ember Moon out to stop the Shayna Baszler, who gets off of Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai is down. Moon starts looking to see if Shayna Baszler, if Dakota Kai's okay. Again, she stands up and starts barking at Shayna Baszler, pretty much chastising her for her carelessness, and that keeps going until Shayna Baszler finally leaves the ring. So it does look like we are going to see Shayna Baszler versus Ember Moon at NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, which should be a hard-hitting match. I don't think we'll see Ember Moon falling to Baszler. So unless they really want to give Shayna Baszler that title for Kairi Sane to beat her for it, I do not know. We will see when we get to. But I can see Shayna Baszler losing to Ember Moon, but in a hard-fought match. It's not going to be something like we saw tonight. It's just for them to introduce Shayna Baszler to the NXT universe who didn't see the Mae Young Classic. Then we get cut to a portion of the back, and we see Akam, Mazar, and Paul Ellering. And Akam and Mazar actually speak for the first time in a promo, from what I can remember, in some Samoan language or some kind of language. I have no idea what they were saying mostly. But they pretty much end the segment with Paul Ellering saying, "Sanity, Undisputed Era, we don't care who or where. They want their but they want their tag titles back," and that was that. So really weird to see the AoP themselves, Akam and Mazar, actually doing a promo for, like, talking in a promo. Well, I'm so used to just hearing Paul Ellering talk for these guys. It's fine if they're gonna sit there and they want to do that. They look like they had some conviction in the voice. It sounded like they could be both of them could be good on the mic, but this was the first time I've ever heard either one of them talk from my recollection. As long as if they're coming up, as long as they have Paul Ellering with them for TV tapings, they should be fine. Cassius versus Raul Mendoza. This match was a pretty good match. But before that, in the back, we see Charlotte St. Cloud trying to get a word with Shayna Baszler. Before she could say anything, William Regal comes up and sends St. Cloud away, who just, she sounds too robotic to me. She just sounds like, she's there. She's like, I know what you're getting at. Tells her whatever game she's playing won't get her any title matches anytime soon. Shayna Baszler looks at William Regal, asks him, "Are we done here?" and walks off. So, yes, I do see her getting the title match. They haven't really pushed anybody else. I figured Nikki Cross might have gotten it, just because I would love to see Nikki Cross versus Ember Moon for the title. If she beats Shayna Baszler at NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, I can see them maybe, because there's 2 months between Philadelphia and New Orleans. There's February and March, so I can see them maybe doing a taping of NXT to have Ember Moon versus Nikki Cross for the NXT Women's Championship, setting up a match between Ember Moon and Kairi Sane for Philadelphia. We will have to wait and see. That is so far away. Then, of course, we had Raul Mendoza and Cassius. These two shook hands before the match got underway. Mendoza got a nice little roll up for a 2 count. Ono with a roll through for a 1 count. Head scissor takedown Oklahoma roll by Raul Mendoza for a 2 count. Ono gets a flip, then with a powerful kick to Mendoza. This match was pretty good. These guys went back and forth. Knife edge chops, elbows to Mendoza for a 2 count for Ono. Gory special. He had him in what looked like it was a reverse, like a gory special. Like he was going to hit a gory special on him, on Mendoza. Did Cassius Ono. Mendoza was able to reverse that into a victory roll for a 2 count, so that was a pretty good move. Sent on by Ono afterwards for a 2 count. Forearm to Mendoza, knife by Mendoza, knife edge chop and corkscrew springboard, kick by Mendoza for a 2 count. Match ends when Cassius Ono has him in the electric chair. Looks like he's going to throw him backwards, but instead throws him forward into the ropes, kicks him in the face, then he hits him with the high tension elbow for a 3 count, and your winner is Cassius Ono in a nice match. In the back, we have Zelina Vega getting interviewed. She says it takes a lot to become champion, but it takes more to keep it, and they will at TakeOver. She is asked about Gargano earning an opportunity. She refused this by saying he got lucky. He didn't win the match. Three other guys beat the crap out of each other. Well, quite honestly, like they all beat the crap out of each other. They didn't. She failed to mention that the Undisputed Era had something to do with it too. But says they've beaten him twice already, and they will beat him again at Philadelphia. She is asked what new strategy would need to be taken into to take out Johnny Gargano. She says she would not be as successful as a manager or as a business person if she just gave her strategy away to you guys. So kind of figured they weren't going to go with that. She says they are taking Johnny Gargano, very seriously, and they will beat him at TakeOver Philadelphia. I don't believe that. I believe Johnny Gargano will win the title at NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, and right after, if he is healthy enough, as soon as Johnny Gargano wins the match, this would be the perfect way to set this up. As soon as the match ends and Johnny Gargano holds that title, lights go down. Lights come back up. There's Tommaso Ciampa, who takes out Johnny Gargano and holds the title above his head, and then throws it down on him. Then they rush right to a backstage segment with Johnny Gargano, who is with Charlie St. Crown. She asks him about the number one contenders. He says words cannot describe, and before he gets to say anything else, he is interrupted by the Velveteen Dream. Dream wants him to say thank you. Say thank you, not his name, but thank you. He wants him to say thank you for being lucky. He beat a guy who's a guy, not a superstar, just a guy named Cassius Ohno. But the Velveteen Dream's like, you took 20-some minutes to beat a guy named Cassius Ohno when I could have beat him in 30 seconds tops. And you got lucky a second time. You shouldn't have beat Alistair Black, and you know that's true. And you won't be almost at TakeOver Philly, and that you didn't even earn the Dream spot, and the Dream deserves his spot, tells him to think about it, and walks off. So I have a feeling either next week or the go-home show, which would be interesting if they did the go-home show, we will have Velveteen Dream versus Johnny Gargano. The winner of that will go to face Cien Almas at TakeOver Philadelphia, which, and quite honestly, it does make sense because the Velveteen Dream was supposedly injured, and his spot was taken from him, and he didn't get a chance to actually fight for the title. He didn't get a chance to compete in the number one contenders mini tournament. He had to sit on the sideline and just watch somebody else take his spot. So to give him a chance to actually win the number one contendership makes sense. Will he win the number one contendership? No, I do not believe that. I believe it's going to be Johnny Gargano, not putting another notch in his belt to build towards his eventual victory, in my opinion, at NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. But it should be a really good match. The match that he put, that Alistair Black and Velveteen Dream had at TakeOver War Games, this match should be able to come close to that match, even though it is on NXT TV, so it probably won't be as good as that one, but I could see it being a great match, so I'm looking forward to whenever that's going to be. It could be next week, it could be the go-home show. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. Then we have the Street Profits, and with the street TV or whatever it is, walking in the back, just, messing with everybody around. They come up on William Regal's office, and they walk in there, they talk to Regal, and they say they want their shot at the tag team titles. Regal says they're on a winning streak, and they have earned their keep, and it is true. They should be able to have a chance to earn a shot at the tag team titles. So he does make a match for next week between the Authors of Pain and the Street Profits. The winners will take on the Undisputed Era or Sanity, or whoever Sanity takes on tonight for the winner at TakeOver Philadelphia. So we will know by next week who is going to be taking on the Undisputed Era at NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. If I could make a prediction, I have not seen the spoilers. I see no reason these guys are going to beat the Authors of Pain, because I think the Authors of Pain are going to get their title match at Philly. They're going to lose said match. I don't know how they're going to lose that match, but they will lose said match at Philadelphia, and then they're going to be brought up the night after the Royal Rumble, hopefully on Monday Night Raw, because if any tag team division needs a tag team more than Monday Night Raw, I don't know who. So I predict that it's going to be the Street Profits getting taken out by the Authors of Pain. The Authors of Pain will go to Philadelphia, do the job to the Undisputed Era, putting over the Undisputed Era, and then on hopefully the night after the Royal Rumble, we will see the Authors of Pain coming out because I think Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan are still going to be tag team champions by then. They're going to come out and just literally obliterate Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw, marking their territory and being like, we're here to dominate. But we will see. We have another 2 weeks to go before Philadelphia. But yes, I see the Authors of Pain and the Street Profits. I see the Authors of Pain and Undisputed Era at Philadelphia with the Undisputed Era going over. Then we had Lio Rush versus Lars Sullivan. It was good to see Lio Rush back and not in the unemployment line. This was pretty much a match for him to pretty much get punished. He did get some licks in here. He had a beautiful springboard heel kick onto Lars Sullivan, who was on the apron at the time. He tried to do something else, but Lars Sullivan stopped that. Throttled him by the throat, and instead of throwing him away, just pulled him into the ropes. I got a weird feeling when they all three come out. They have a mic. Cole's like, I have a real feeling. Are we missing something? O'Reilly's like, yeah, where's sanity? Bobby, we were supposed to defend our titles. And they asked, did they forget? Where are they? We have no idea. Cole says they didn't forget. We kicked the chaos out of them. We kick the chaos out of them, and we will do it to anyone else. And then as Adam Cole starts to talk, Nikki Cross is seen up on the little stage trying to get to Undisputed Era while two referees are trying to hold her back. It was pretty funny. You start hearing the crowd. I think I heard the crowd chanting, let her go, let her go, or let her fight, let her fight. They finally pull her away for a minute. You start hearing Nikki Cross chants. She's still trying to be restrained. They finally do restrain her. And Cole's like, before he was interrupted, he gets interrupted again by William Regal. Regal says, this is ridiculous. You will defend your titles tonight, and out comes Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong says he will fight them, and he will go in the back to find a partner, but before he even needs to do that, Alistair Black comes out. He has a mic, and the only thing he says is, as will I. They take the vest and the jacket off, and they head to the ring. Black and Strong versus the Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly of the Undisputed Era. Kyle O'Reilly took a good bit of the beating from the beginning of this. He was like the one taking most of the heat for the beginning of this match. Cannonball drop kick. Black was having his way from the start. This was a great match for these guys, but the end of the match was pretty interesting because you got Fish, you got O'Reilly and Roderick Strong in the match. I believe Bobby Fish on the outside was screaming like, "Come on, what's going on?" All of a sudden, because he was standing right beside the steel steps on the side near the ramp, the stage. Not Adam Cole, but Alistair Black just kicks him straight into the steel steps. He throws Bobby Fish into the ring. Adam Cole, I don't know where Adam Cole was in most of this match, but Adam Cole stops him from getting in the match, and I believe he slapped Alistair Black. And Alistair Black Adam Cole realizes, man, I done messed up. He starts backing away. He gets into the crowd. Alistair Black follows him into the ring and into the crowd. Total elimination to Roderick Strong for the 3 count, and the winners were the Undisputed Era while Black was distracted. So Adam Cole playing mind games with Alistair Black. These two have been already announced for NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. I believe it was over the weekend, last weekend. But we will have Black versus Adam Cole. And after the decision was made that in the Undisputed Era 1, Black gets back in the ring. He starts teeing off on both Fish and O'Reilly until Adam Cole comes in, throws him into the turnbuckle post, and then they start beating down on Alistair Black. Cole has Fish and O'Reilly hold Alistair Black while Cole starts beating down and kicking Alistair Black and knocking him down. And then they hit the total elimination on Alistair Black, and you figure that's it for them. No, Alistair Black is down. Cole tells O'Reilly to go get a chair. O'Reilly goes and grabs a chair, hands it to Cole. Cole sets it up, hits a fireman's carry neckbreaker on Alistair Black onto the chair. Cole very loudly says, "Have we made it clear?" Cole with one foot puts one foot on Alistair Black as they pose in the ring. As the three leave the ring, we get up onto the stage. William Regal comes back out and says that Philadelphia has extreme history. He then says, Adam Cole, your match with Alistair Black at TakeOver Philadelphia will now be an Extreme Rules match. And as soon as he says that, Adam Cole gets in his face. William Regal gives him the death stare. Cole backs off and then gets a smile flashed across his face. Pretty much with what he did already tonight, he's pretty much probably feeling confident with the fact that he's going to take Alistair Black, and just teeing off on him and taking him out. So I'm looking forward to that match. Again, even though it's the Royal Rumble weekend and it's the Royal Rumble NXT just has it. I don't know why they, like, in 1 hour, I find more in NXT than I can find in WWE's main roster. Because you have 5 hours with, like, 4.5 of it filler, and the other half an hour stuff that we've already seen before, and a little bit of intrigue. How WWE's main roster can't seem to figure out how to get 5 hours of NXT, like, get the most out of 5 hours instead of just throwing us a bunch of filler and stuff that we've seen 95% of the time already. This was 1 hour, and it felt like I got more out of it, and it baffles my mind to this day how NXT just does it right every single time, and WWE just can't seem to figure it out. Someone needs to I need to figure it out. They need to figure it out. This just proves how much Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon have to go, and how Triple H knows what he's doing, and how I would like to see Triple H take over, get Kevin Dunn out of there, get the comedy writers out of there. We don't need that childish comedy that we see every Monday and Tuesday that we have seen. But another great show. We had 2 more of these, and I believe the next set of tapings will also be at Center Stage in Atlanta. I don't know. I don't remember why they decided they weren't going to Full Sail. Maybe they couldn't schedule tapings for Full Sail for this month and next month. I don't know, but we are 2 shows away from TakeOver Philadelphia. We have next week the NXT Tag Team Titles #1 Contenders match will be happening. It's most likely going to be the Authors of Pain, because they're going to probably be called up from NXT the night after Royal Rumble, I'm hoping. I would be kind of disappointed if they go to SmackDown, simply because we have the Bludgeon Brothers on SmackDown Live, who's doing pretty much, they would be doing the same thing the Authors of Pain would be doing, is going through every tag team left and right 2 or 3 times a month, and just destroying everybody. They would be much better off on Monday Night Raw, because all you have is the Bar, Jason Jordan, and Seth Rollins, and that's it. And I guess the Revival, if you want to count them, and the Club, the Balor Club, which has just started to get a little bit of momentum. Will WWE let them get any more momentum? I don't know. We will see. And also, I believe we are going to see Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler. They haven't really had anybody else to build for. I mean, Nikki Cross would have been a good one. Maybe have the Iconic Duo, which have not been seen. I don't know if they're going to be seen again. Maybe we'll see them in the Royal Rumble. Maybe we don't. Maybe the Iconic Duo is done with NXT, and we'll see them at the Women's Royal Rumble match, and then they'll go to SmackDown or Raw when we get done with this. There is a lot in NXT to be desired to see, so we have a lot to see in the next 2 weeks, and I'm excited. I hope you are too. That was your NXT review. We'll be back here on Saturday for more news, rumors, and predictions. Make sure to follow me on Facebook, on Twitter. I keep saying Facebook, I don't know why. But make sure to follow me on Twitter at TheFrance. Also follow me on twitch.tv/TheFrance08, where I stream every single day. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for notifications so you know when new video and content will be coming up. Also, make sure to leave me a comment in the section below. Hit that like button. If you don't like what you hear, hit that dislike button too. Doesn't matter either way. If I get multiple likes, I know I'm doing something right. If I get multiple dislikes, maybe I need to change things up a little bit. Let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys on Saturday. Have a good afternoon, evening, or night, wherever